Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome back to the Den of Tools. Today is, of course, Monday. What is it? It is August 28th, which means it's time for Tales of the Week. And we're going to jump into it. First of all, we got a sponsored product here from Inkerma. Let me get this in here. This is a laser measuring device. And I got to tell you, this is a tidy little package, all right? This thing is awesome. You got all the little controls right here. You got your port right there. It's got a thing for a lanyard. I'm not a lanyard kind of guy. You got the laser coming out the top, out the bottom. This is a solid little package. I know it's kind of weird in the green color and stuff, but here, press the button, turn it on, and let me turn it so you can see without the glare there. And you can measure in inches and meters and stuff. And what's real hard for you to see here on this is at the top there, like those are, come on, get over there. You were doing just fine there. There we go. It'll measure angles. Look at this. And it's got an angle measurement right on it, of course, and you can change the orientation of the screen. You're like, well, I'm probably going to lay it sideways to get a better angle. Well, there you go. It'll do that. And you see it's got the lasers coming out the top and out the bottom also. And I can just sit here and let's see. Let's just do it right here, right on my desk up to the ceiling. How far is it? Oh, if I will focus, come on, focus you. There we go. Oh, I got it turned sideways. Wrong way. There we go. 69.999 inches. I can just press the button over here and it will, is that the right one? Yeah, there we go. And I can rotate the screen around to all the different sides. There we go. We can do it again. Look at that. This thing is cool. And let's take a look at the price on it here. It's coming in at $79.99 on this. Let me turn it off here so I don't waste any batteries. I use this thing all the time. I often grab it before I think of grabbing a tape measure when I'm in the shop. Anyway, $79.99. We got a 10% off coupon on that. And let me see here. I think we can do one better than that. How about 20% off? We can do 20% off. I got a code down below. If you go down there, click on the link, and right next to the link is the coupon code there. You can enter there to get 20% off, all right? Now, next up, we've got over here from VDiag Tools, the V200. This is a circuit probe tester. This is for basically if you've ever chased down a bad short or something like that. It can be one of the most frustrating endeavors you ever do. And this thing it really gets the job done. $72 on this. Currently, they've got a 20% off coupon on top of that. And then they got the combo code if you want to buy extra items. But just as far as a good circuit tester or something like that, for that price, that's a pretty good deal right there. All right, let's keep going now. Somebody asked me, send me an email. And you guys, any of you can do it. My email's always down below in the details. Like when you go down and find the links, scroll further down. There's all sorts of other cool links to stuff and whatnot. And there's a link, always my email. And I try to answer every email anybody emails me about. It's better, you know, if it's just kind of a general comment, go over to our Facebook group, put it over there if you got a general question like this. But if you're like, hey, for the next deals of the week, can you kind of look into this kind of genre and stuff? And I'm always happy to do it. Somebody asked about routers and or router bits, I should say. So, and my philosophy, and if you've been around the channel, you can verify this for them, that my philosophy has always been buy a big generic set. This is when you're getting started. Buy a big generic set, start using them, and then the one you use all the time, buy higher end ones of those, because this one's $52, $53, call it what it is, Cowood router bit set this for 35 bits, okay? You're going to pay for a good router bit the same price for one of these, for one bit, than you will pay for this entire set, okay? Let's just be clear on that, all right? So this is a generic set, super cheap. But Cowood, I've used them. I know a bunch of you have used them. They're good basic DIY bits, $53 for the whole set. Now, if you want something a little bit better, you want to step up to kind of a mid-range, Skill makes a great one here, great set here. 30-piece set for $91. And, you know, I'm a big fan of these. I think they're great. But if you want to start getting serious, well, Bosch has always been my go-to. And there's better ones out there, but I'm not like hardcore using a router every day. So this Bosch is my limit, my ceiling for buying a good bit. And here you can get a 10-piece for $131. You see how these are stepping up? So they can get pretty pricey, all right? Now, let's talk about Knipex. I told you I'm going to keep an eye on these. Well, Knipex, there's something going on right now with Knipex. I don't know if they're clearing out inventory or what, but we got the Knipex here. This is your lineman pliers. I think everyone should have. I know that you're like, I don't do this kind of stuff. This is a great set of pliers for all sorts of stuff. It's good as a plier. It's good as a crimper. It's good as a tape puller. It's good as a hammer. Come on, electricians, right? $24.35. This is like $10 cheaper than the normal sale price on this, all right? And that's going to be kind of across the board on all these. We got the Cobra water pump pliers coming in. Oh, is this pricier? It's $30. This is the 10-inch, all right? This is not the little tiny ones. This is the 10-inch. This is a good solid one. I think it's coming in at $30. We've got the plier wrench, okay? And the reason they call it that is because the leverage on this comes in wrench pliers or whatever. It comes in like a wrench, less like a pliers. So it's not coming in like that. It's coming in like this. So perfectly square between the two. And I've got a set of these, and they're fantastic. I use them all the time. Lowest price in 30 days, $52.61 on that one. Twin grip pliers, I talked about these a little bit ago. These are like taking your average, slip joints and taking them way to the next level here. And again, these are about, it's C price in cart. I checked, I think it's $26 on this one, which is again about, I think it's like $8 or $9 cheaper than it normally goes to. These are fantastic pliers. All right, let's keep going. And we're gonna jump over to Gearwrench. Not saying that they're in the same category as Knipex, but I've got a set of these, and I gave them to my son. And when I'm down in Vegas, so we worked on his car and stuff and used them, and I thought, I was amazed. I'm like, these are super comfortable. They look good. They work good. Here's a 4-piece of your typical kind of channel lock, tongue and groove is what they're called. You got it 1, 2, 3, 4, all different sizes. For $43, that's barely over $10 each. This is a great price on this. All right, we're going to keep going on this. Now, Kaiwis. I've looked at Kaiwis. We've had some stuff from Kaiwis before. I know we have. I can't remember what it was, but I saw these and I was like, that is cool. You got a little set of 6-inch flush cut pliers there with the wire strippers built in. I don't know if you can see that in there, but look at that. That is nice. I always like a good pair of snips, as I call them. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Am I wrong on that? Am I off base? I don't know. They would just hand me a pair of snips. That's the way I grew up, having them being called. Anyway, but having little wire strippers, because every time you're cutting something like this, it seems to be small wires and whatnot. So having the wire strippers built in there just seems like an obvious idea. And for $8, they say that's a deal. It seems like a deal to me. Let's see what else we got. We got the Exolite. We stumbled across this brand the other day, and I got to tell you, I was pretty impressed. Were you guys impressed? I looked for more of the EGAN, the IGAN ones, and I'm a big fan of those, and I always seem to grab those. But at the same time, I found the Exolite. But let me go back. So I looked to see if EGAN makes more stuff, and they make a couple other ones, but they're all basically side cutters. There's only like 3 or 4 of them, but the Exolite has a much larger selection, and I stumbled across these on the 5.5-inch long nose needle nose here, coming in at under $10, lowest price in 30 days on that. The Bates, makes me think of Bates Motel. Anyway, that said, nail puller, flush cutter kind of thing, and end cutters, I should call them. Nail puller here, not super high end, kind of has that kind of, trying to look like Knipex, but it's not. But it's about half the price. Same tool from Knipex is going to run you like $22. This is coming at $10.85, and if you don't need that Knipex kind of level, then this might work for you. All right, Wakaka. Okay. Lightning deal. All right, this one's only got a few, I'm trying to look for how many hours left. Geez, it doesn't have much time left, so hopefully you can grab this one. If not, $81. Looks like a pretty decent DIY level tap and die set. This one, oh my gosh, I've got the Leatherman set of pliers, or not pliers, but shears like this, and they're freaking fantastic. I keep them in my range bag with my emergency kit, and I've used them for tons of stuff. They're great. I cannot believe the level of them. I've not used these, but they look identical. And they're $30. That's less than half the price of what I paid. So again, it's a lightning deal. Only 2% have been claimed so far. good luck on this one because they're super cool. I mean, if you can't tell, they're medical scissors that fold up and go into a sheath. See, there you can see how small they fold and stuff. And they've got all sorts of stuff on it. They got a ring cutter, the ruler. I don't know if I'd ever used the ruler. The multi-purpose scissors. It's got a wrench built into it. It's got the window breaker, seatbelt cutter, all sorts of cool stuff built into this thing. Every time you turn it around, there's another cool function built on it. It's Leatherman, right? Or, well, I guess it's not, but they copied it. Anyway, WorkPro. We talked about tool organization last week, and you guys were like, we want more tool organization, so I did a deeper dive. Here's what we found. We got the WorkPro magnetic socket set here coming in for $60. It's 40% off. I don't know about that, but coming in at $60 with another 10%. That's $6 on top of that. That's going to knock it off. This came down to like $54 for a set of 6 of these, okay? Next up, we got some I don't know. They're plastic wrench holders. Wrenches are always the one that's hardest for me when it comes to organization. Coming in at $26.99, 28% off coupon. Look at that, 28% off. I don't know how I got the 28, not 25, not 30. 28% off coupon on that one. All right, we got, now this is the style of socket organizer that I use in my box. I have tons of different styles of sockets, and I like the magnetic ones, but half of mine don't fit in them right. So I go with these little peg ones. I'm not thrilled with them, but they work. They work just fine. Coming in 8-piece set here, coming in for $28, plus there's a $3 off coupon. You can click right in there. Takes it down to $25 for 8 pieces. Not bad. All right, this one intrigued me here. The Mayuko 14-slot plier wrench, or plier organizer. I guess you can use it for wrenches too. All steel, fits in toolbox. But check this out. So this is, look, it's one of those wire racks in its own box, and which is something I've not really seen before. 2.6 by 12 by 7. So you're going to be limited on the size on this because it's in that kind of box organization. But here's what made me really interested. I don't know if you can see this right. Look at that. So it's got a kickstand on the back, and you can kick it back even further for use on the bench. So you can like have it in your drawer, grab the whole thing, take it out, set it on your bench, and now you got easy access. I like that. That makes sense to me. I can see that, you know, I'm always looking at workflow. Like, I'm going to work from here. I'm going to do this. Here's what I want. And I like the ability to be like, okay, I'm going to go work on the workbench over here. Let me just grab all my pliers and sit them right there because I don't know which one I'm going to need because I'm fiddly like that. Anyway, for $25 with an 8% off coupon, it seems like something I'd be willing to try. This one, I got to apologize about this. Now, we showed the pit box before, right? And a bunch of you got it. Some of you even sent me pictures and stuff. This is a cool little box. If you missed out on the Cobalt box over at Lowe's, and you're like, oh, this is a great little, and it's tiny. It's tiny, but it's a retro style, toolbox. Well, now they've got it with a tool set. Really, for $50, and there's a 6% coupon on it. So you can sit here. It's one of the micro-bit kind of stuff, but it's cool. It's all, look at it. It's got a little, is that foam in there? It looks like foam. I'm intrigued by it. I don't know about you, but I like stuff like this. That seems like a handy little kit to have around. Maybe keep on the desk or something. Now, a set that I've used in the past and I've been really happy with is this Duratec extension set. This thing's got like all the extensions and a few swivels and stuff, and it's got decent knurling on it. All right, no, this isn't the one with the knurling. This is a different one. I thought this was the one with the knurling on it. No knurling for you. Too bad. Anyway, $42 comes in the foam tray, 5% off coupon on that. That's a pretty good product. All right. Now we got Amazon Basics. Now Amazon Basics, I'm always, oh my gosh, every time I see Amazon Basics, I get this kind of cringe kind of thing. But these are little spring clamps. All right. These are super cheap, $13 or $12.29 actually, $12.29. 14 pieces of spring clamps. I'd be willing to try Amazon Basics on that. And then while I was looking at the Amazon Basics, I found a bunch of stuff I didn't like, and I saw this. Now, am I the only one who still uses stuff like this, because I keep a set around the shop. And actually, I don't have a nice box like this. I wish I did. That's a nice, nifty little box. But these are things that let you, it has the whole alphabet and it has a bunch of numbers on it. So you can stamp stuff into metal, or you can stamp it into whatever you want then. I guess, I mean, it's yours. You can do what you like. Keys, this is what I remember. This is where I remember. I remember my grandpa working in his shed in Phoenix, stamping stuff into keys, and me thinking that is the coolest thing ever. And of course, when I got my own shop, one of the first things I wanted to get was a stamp set like this so I could mark things. And I never see people using them anymore. I feel like I'm the only one who still does that sort of thing. All right, here we go. Forward 8, not usable in reverse, only in forward. 8-inch bench vise. Look at this. This is, I mean, for $154, $153.59. It's an 8-inch, not a 4, not a 6, an 8-inch bench vise with ductile iron, steel, 360 swivel. This is your standard bench vise. It's got the pipe grip below it. It's got, I mean, this is a big vise. Big. 8 inches. That is not tiny. Coming in at $153.59. That's a heck of a deal on that. Can't imagine how much shipping on that would be. But it's prime, so you're going to get shipped for free, right? All right, flush cut pliers. I had this one before. I wasn't sure because the wire strippers were so nice, but these are cheap. Lowest price in 30 days, $6. I don't know. Would you get these or the wire strippers? I kind of think I'd go with the wire strippers. All right, let's jump over to Direct Tool. That's enough of Amazon stuff. Let's jump over to Direct Tool. Granted, there's a lot of Amazon stuff today because I already did the Home Depot, the Labor Day sale. Already got that one out. And I was supposed to get the Lowe's one out this weekend, but we had birthdays and some family stuff that kind of took precedence. So I'm going to get that out tomorrow probably. Also, don't forget we're doing an appliance deal one. All the great appliance deals for Labor Day. And that's going over on our other channel, The Bear's Den. Again, links to that are down below. But we're at Direct Tools right now. Let's talk about that. Up to 30% off on all this stuff. Now, there's a bunch of stuff here, too much to go through. Of course, it's going to be like 70, 80% Ryobi, and then you're going to get some rigid and some other stuff. But the one thing I wanted to call out here, because people are always asking, hey, like, as soon as spring hits, people are like, where's the lawnmower deals? I'm like, they were last fall. And, then winter, we get that the first snowfall. People are like, where are the snowblower deals? I'm like, they were in the middle of summer. And you don't get the deals. You really get the really hot deals right about when you're going to use them, except in this case. So check this out. We come over here, we go to brands, and we come down here, we click on Heart, and we got strap clamps, bar clamps, gloves, nice gloves. Check this out. Those are all heated jackets at 30%, all of them, 30% off. 30% off. Factory blemish. No, it's not like someone's worn them. They send them back. I would bet if you buy this, you couldn't find the blemish if you tried. Factory blemish. We got camo. We got black. We got double XLs. We got XLs. We got mediums. We got larges. If you've been looking for a heated jacket, I got to tell you, there's very little more luxurious than a heated jacket. You're standing out, like you go and you do like one of the Christmas walks kind of stuff, and everyone's standing around shivering, it's freezing. You're like, yeah, I'm good. Anyway, $105 for a heated jacket. That is just ridiculous. And just to be clear, let's see here, 8 hours of runtime with a 1.5 hour battery. 3 heating zones. So you got left, right, and mid-back. So that's going to get you toasty, okay? It's on the 20-volt platform. Blah, blah, blah. Here's what comes with it, okay? Because some people are like, oh, it's going to be tool only or something. You get the jacket. You get the 1.5 amp hour battery. You get the charger, the portable power source, which is what adapts it to the jacket. And an operating manual. Can't forget that. Hey, you plug it in, it heats up. Man, treat yourself this winter. Don't be out there being cold. It's just, and they have different heat levels, so you don't have to have them all like just cook me alive level, all right? This thing, we're going to jump over to Lowe's. I'm blown away by this. I can't believe there's a Craftsman toolbox that has the Craftsman name in black and red for under $300, much less under $200. It's got the wood top. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers. I'm not gonna hit. You've heard me be critical of Craftsman stuff. I've got a Craftsman toolbox sitting right next to me, and I've said time and time again they're overpriced junk for what they are. It's great for I use it as a side table at my desk. I use another one as a welding cart, and I use one as a barbecue cart at home. I have used them and they've worked great as tool stands. And I'm looking at this. It's got a wood top. I could bolt a grinder to that. I could bolt a sander, man, that rigid sander, or one of the Harbor Freight sanders, or the oscillating belt spindle sanders. Look at it. You're looking at 26.5 by 26.2 by 32. Decent size for $179 with a wood top. Maybe you need a barbecue cart. You got a chopping block built right in. All right, outdoor kitchen, maybe something in the kitchen at $179. I mean, it's not the most robust made thing, but for light duty kind of stuff, trying to find, heck, you want to put 4 drawers underneath your workbench? There you go, $179. All right, we're going to jump over to Woot. If you're in black and yellow, looking to get into black and yellow, my gosh, they even have the socks, it looks like. Do they really have the socks? Tell me the socks are. Nope, they have the socks. So if you don't know, DeWalt makes socks. I ran into at one of the trade shows they had one whole booth. It was a 10 by 10 or 10 by 50. That's all you got. It wasn't a huge booth, and it was just socks. And I'm like, seriously? Yeah, we got the socks. Even the 2-pack. Oh, look at that. Anyway, we got socks. Look at the handheld work light. Anyway, if you're in black and yellow or looking to jump into it, over on Woot, this is Amazon's sister company. You can feel pretty secure ordering from them. I'll put a link to this whole page. You can go through. There's, as I said, too much here to look through. Greenworks. Boy, talk about one and done. I'm telling you, you got to wait till when people stop buying this stuff. It's end of summer, at least for us up north here. This week in Montana, lows are in the 40s. Anyway, 60 volt, 25. This is your one and done package. You got your lawnmower, you got your chainsaw, you got your blower, you got your trimmer, you got your hedger, 2 batteries, dual charger, plus another battery and a single charger. This is all of it. I mean, okay, you don't have a pole saw, and maybe you can find some other stuff, but you're like, hey, I just bought a house. I need to take care of stuff. Boom. There you go. If you're like, I've been in gas and I'm tired of it, there you go. If you're like, I'm in gas and my HOA is outlawing it, here you go. One and done. Greenworks is a solid middle of the road. I would call it a high-end DIYer level. I wouldn't call it a prosumer level. I would call it a high-end homeowner level. And it's not the same level of ego. But Greenworks actually makes a lot of other people's stuff. They Cobalt and Harbor Freight and a bunch of other ones, or at least the company that makes. Anyway, I think it's Greenworks' parent company makes a bunch of the outdoor power equipment you see other places. It's solid stuff. And the 60 volt system is fantastic. You're not going to lack for power in most of your average home kind of stuff. And I know some dude out there's got I got 73.25 acres and this won't do. I'm not talking to you. Nobody's talking to you. You're super special. We're all super impressed by you. Okay. I'm talking the average homeowner, guys. All right. And this thing's going to do all of it. Just all of it. All right, we got some bonus content for you. We got the Westinghouse outdoor generator, #1 best-selling generator in outdoor generator transfer switches. That's what Amazon says. Anyway, it's on sale for $900. This is, hold up here, let me zoom in here. So this is just the standard generator. It's single fuel. You're looking at peak of 12.5. Running is 9,500. This is a lot of power, but this is just your standard generator, okay? This thing is not, it's got electric start, but it doesn't have, it's not dual fuel, it's not inverter, it's not going to be super quiet or any of that stuff. But at $900, that's a lot of power for that much money. Now, if you're looking for a super quiet inverter generator, run on over to Costco. They got the Furman 1600 watt running 2000 watt peak generator. Again, fully enclosed inverter generator. We've had a lot of people are big Furman fans on the channel here. coming in at, with the discount, coming at $340. It's not a ton of power, but you can get two of these, put them together, and you can link them together, which makes for great portable power. Because at this point, now you're looking at, 3,200 running watts, which is your good size standard like travel trailer kind of stuff. But getting one of those big 3,500 generators, those are big power cubes, and they're hard to lug around and fit and store somewhere. But you get two of these slim little ones. You can stash one here, you can stash one here. That's why a lot of people go with the dual generator setup for travel trailers and stuff like that. The other thing is, say you have it set at home and you're like, well, we're not traveling with that, but we're just going to go up for the weekend and go fishing or something, or go tent camping. We'll just take one. All right. And then we're over at Walmart now. If you guys don't know, I got the Blackstone grill, the 36-inch one. Been having a blast with it. But I still got to resurface it because it got some surface rust when we went on our trip. That said, this is the 22-inch. $174. What is that? That is $123 off. Blackstone are the guys who basically created this market. So they know what they're doing here. On top of that, this is their adventure series. So the thing's portable. It comes off. Look at this. It comes off. There you have the legs right there. They fold up on top of that. You're going to do some camping. You're going to do some tailgating kind of stuff. This is the way to do it, man. This is it right here. $174. That's a great price on that. All right. Recommend one of my favorite audiobooks. And again, this is not a serious one. It's called Beware of Chicken Azantia. I don't know how they pronounce that. Cultivation novel. This is based off of Chinese mythology and the idea of the Taoist immortals who, through different levels of meditation, achieve levels of power and stuff like that. And anyway, but it's all kind of tongue-in-cheek, but taken kind of seriously. It's fun. It's a well-written, it's incredibly well-written book. And the narrator, Travis Baltrey, is one of my favorite narrators. And if you're not on Audible, they're great. I listen to them in the shop. I know a lot of you listen to music and stuff in the shop. I'll put a book on. And I don't listen to the radio much anymore. I check in. I used to be a real news hound, watching the news all the time, and it's just depressing. And music, you keep hearing the same things over and over again. So I became an Audible member. Oh my gosh, it had to be 10 years ago or something like that, when I was doing long 2-hour commutes. And Audible saved my sanity. I kid you not. And I don't listen to, I do listen to some, like, I'll do some biographies and stuff every so often and some more serious stuff. But this is just, this is popcorn and candy, film watching kind of books. And there's some great stories out there. And if you like that kind of stuff, I used to sit down and read a lot, but I don't have the time. I'm always too busy. But I always got my Audible going. I have it going in the shop. I have it going in my car. And anytime we do a long road trip, we just did 3 weeks of road trip. I listened to a lot of audiobooks with the kids, and they sit there, they argue, say they don't like it, and by the third hour they're like, put the book back on, please, Lord, put the book back on. Driving across Nebraska could get boring, right? So anyway, I'm gonna put a link to this down below. Definitely got to check it out. Anyway, that's all we got for you today. I just want to say, thanks again. I know, I'm sorry. We're still trying to find a way to bring the bear back, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Whoever posted in the Facebook group, Rip the Bear, scared the daylights out of my wife, the mods, a bunch of people. I had everyone contact me. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.